Okay, let's do this. Hi guys, welcome back to, I think today is Friday, and today we're going to do my best, or do our best, I don't know what I'm saying. We're going to do our best to wrap up the Minecraft camera movie thing that we were working on. So I don't know how far we're going to get, but I kind of just want to put this one to bed because it was a really fun project. I don't want this to drag on too long, like with the spaceship, which you should go check out. It really ended up quite cool in the end. I'm quite happy with it. Still, we don't want this to drag on for too long. So what we're doing today is we're going to clean up the camera because there were a few turns where it like twisted and turned around. And we're going to make sure that everything is as smooth as we want. We're going to fix out a couple of issues. And if we have extra time, we'll do some extra stuff like maybe throw in a character in there or something. But we'll see where it goes. All right. Let's do this. Okay. So one of the things that I think I'm going to do for a start is I'm actually going to, first off, I'm going to sit in my chair properly. I was sitting with like one leg under my other leg for, I know it's a habit of mine, but okay. I think what we're going to do first is, one of the reasons I'm having a little trouble following where the camera is that this is a very large stretch of real estate over here, for lack of a better term. So I think what I need to do is actually add a second camera that will follow this one and just stay at a distance so I can kind of see where this is and I don't have to keep like doing that all the time. So let me go ahead and add, I'm going to add, let me see how this works first. So let's add in a camera. Let's pull it back toward this guy. Oh, where are you? There you are. My goodness, you're so small. And let's name this Camera Cam? Sure. And let's change the active camera, which if I remember correctly, I think that's in the scene settings. Yes, we're going to change that to camera cam. So now I can see what this camera is looking at. And I actually want to move this. So I'm looking at this from not a super far distance, but far away enough that I can see what's going on with this camera. At least that's in theory how it's supposed to work. So what I'm going to do here is I want to create a constraint for this. So if I do copy location, the problem is that this is going to follow the camera exactly according to its coordinates. So this camera will jump over there. Let's actually just see that in action. Excuse me. Yeah, see, it jumps right over there, so that's not going to work. I could do a limit distance. I've actually never done that before. Clamp regions inside. Okay, so that actually won't let it move further about. So can I change this to outside so I can move it back, but I can't move it forward? Ah, interesting. Interesting. Okay. So now, oh, I probably do want it to go the other way though, because I do want this to follow. On surface, what's that do? Oh, interesting. So that actually like locks it onto both. Alright, I might actually keep that. Then the other thing we can do is we can actually do a look at constraint. Copy location. It was called an aim constraint in Maya. Pivot, follow path, and pivot. Pivot. Shrink wrap. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Sorry, guys. Copy transforms. Not sure how that one works. Locked track. I think that's it. Camera cam. Nope, that's itself. Camera. Yes. So this should, in theory... Whoa. weird. I think that might be due to this. Maybe? Maybe not. I may also have to change the definition of the axis. Whoa, okay. I mean, it's interesting, but it's not what I want. Because it's clearly not looking at the camera anymore, so I think I just have the wrong constraint. Let's see, child of follow path pivot. What does this do? That just changes the pivot, I think, actually. Shrink wrap, hit it. Oh, why am I so yawny? Sorry. My goodness. Track 2, I think is what it is. No, we can't have a negative Z. That doesn't make sense. All right, what's the local axis of this? Oh, interesting. It's actually Y that's up. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Oh, all right. So it messes up a little bit, but we can always move it. I'm kind of okay with that. What happens if I... Yeah, we can do this. Now we're talking. All right, yeah, we can just move it. That'll do. That'll do. But for this, I do want it more from the side, so I can kind of see what it's doing. Okay, cool. Let's make this a little bit bigger so I can see what I'm doing. Come on, you. Move it over. Turn this down just a little bit. Not much. All right, cool. All right, here we go. Whee! All right, so that's fine. All right, what's going on over here? Let me move this around. Okay, so here we're getting a little bit of a twist. All right, let's get our twist here, or our tilt rather. Make sure that's fairly straightened out. And let's move our camera back over some more. Might adjust the tilt. Well, we got this guy too. You generally don't want to like go too crazy on one specific point, because then it's going to just flip right back over when it comes all the way up. All right, so somewhere up here. Yeah, this one is twisting like crazy. Was that by design? Oh, whoa, okay, so clearly way too much. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Because we want it to come right side up when it comes down here. Well, that's a big lot of help. I like this combination. I might use these constraints somewhere else. I had no idea that was going to work. Let's get a better view, though. There we go. Yeah, that way I don't have to constantly check it. So it comes up, turns. Actually, it kind of looks like it's upside down from this view, so let's do it from here. So here, actually turns quite a bit. I might have that back off a little. Does that go upside down? Oh, why are we going upside down? No, you should continue to turn. Alright, and let's see where we're at. No. No, sir. How did this happen? Sometimes it's better just to set it back to 0. Alright, here we go. Alright, so let's just check our work so far. Let's go back to the regular camera. Here we go. Whoa. Alright, we got a little jankiness going on here. So it's right at the top here. Yeah, it's like it suddenly just turns. That's very disorienting. So maybe not make that as harsh. That also could just be to the turn itself. So I think we fixed that, though, for the most part. Alright, awesome. Let's come back over yonder. Whoop, nope, other side. And here it comes. All right, yeah, little trouble here. I think that's probably due to this guy right here. All right, so here we're not quite right side up. Oh wow, it actually goes all the way around the other way. All right, let's actually just set this back to 0, and let's put it the other direction. I might actually have it. No. Oh, whoa, okay. Hold on. Nope. All right, we got some fixing to do over here. Okay, let's see. That looks a bit better. I actually don't mind that last bit, though. Let's watch it in whole. Maybe we won't fix that last bit. Yeah, I kind of like the back and forth on that last little section there. Okay. I think we might actually just slow down the overall path, though. Just so that way we're not as crazy overwhelmed. So that's pretty good. Let's save this, but we're going to incrementally save it. So this should be... what is today? So it's supposed to be the 17th, but you probably saw what day it was in my screen. Maybe. Alright, here we go. Cool. Am I in camera view? What's going on here? Okay, awesome. Okay, let's see here. What was I doing? Alright, so that camera's there. We probably won't need that for much longer. Oh, let's slow down the actual speed. So we have the evaluation time here. So, because if I just change this to, let's actually just double it. Oh, you probably can't, oh, you can barely see that. I'll pull this up a little bit, though. Because if we just change this to 200, the frames, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will have to go to the previous video to watch, so go check it out. If I just change this to 200 but keep this timing the same, it's not going to make any difference. So let's go ahead and double this. Why am I no longer seeing the evaluation frames, though? Oh, you can slide up and down, too! I did not know that. We're actually going to delete this keyframe, though. Alright, so that should be much slower. Oh, we will have to fix that clipping, though. Alright, so I think we're just going to go ahead and fix the... Actually, why don't we just slide this over to 400? Just get a sense of the overall timing. 400, please. Aye. Cool. And let's watch... Is it... What is the... There we go. Is it not set on the... Oh, okay, here we go. Let's watch that again. It's going to loop in a second. Well, there we go. Keep in mind, we're only going to see what's in this square here. Alright. I can live with that. We just got to make sure the camera doesn't clip in anything. So that's probably going to mean some work on the curve. So let's go ahead, get in there and take a look. Oh, I hate it when Blender does this. Let's go into front view. There we go. Okay. Sometimes the view will tilt a little bit. Just jump into one of the views up here and you'll be fine. Alright, so we got some new timing. New end frame is 400 frames. Let's go back to the start here. And we're going to switch back to that other cam. The cam. And here's where we're going to need a little bit more work here. Change this to global. All right, that should help. Actually, it may do to just switch between the two. All right, so right there, we go through the brush. And then I think here we go through stone. Now the brush I think we can get away with because we can add like a rustle of leaves, but you can't really go through stone. So we're going to have to pick the curve up at that spot. Yeah, it's clearly clipping. So let's grab the curve. We're going to have to adjust this a little bit. Not a big deal. I just don't want to mess up the previous part of the curve. So maybe we'll go to this guy. And we'll pull this back a little bit and pull it up. Alright, let's see here. Alright, yeah, we cleared it. Alright, good. I love this 16-bit sound wave. Alright, awesome. So let's save this. Just make sure the textures are still working. Looks like they are. take a little look through and see what it looks like with color. Keep in mind, this is not in real time. Okay, cool. Looks like the textures are still working. That's that. Where's my rendered view? Oh, is that because I have it on, I think I still have it on Eevee. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Now, one thing we need to do is we need to get a background for the actual, you know, sky. I wonder if they have... I wonder if they have, ooh, some presets. We could probably get away with, oh, well, that adds to the lighting, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, the scene, you can actually light this entirely from the scene world, which is pretty cool. This is known as image-based lighting, which is pretty sweet, but I don't want, I don't want it. All right, let's do, can we do a gradient? Oh, can I use, so you used to be able to plug in a gradient very easily with the world, but I'm wondering if we can do something with the shader editor. Add shader? That doesn't seem right. World. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. We're gonna figure it out. All Eevee cycle. Okay, yeah, let's put it in all. Just save this real quick. Alright, let's pause the render here for a second so you'll see it actually won't update. That's fine. Oh, it actually... Alright, well, whatever. We're going to set this back to here, because I need this to be a little bit larger for the moment. And now we got to do a little bit of experimentation with the background layer here. Because right now the color is just a blank old color, but we can change that. Let's get this back to Eevee for a second. So in theory, if I change this, yeah, it should change the background as well. Could just set it to white, but really I want sort of a sky. So let's do gradient texture. Will that work? I'm sorry, I don't have control over it. Bright contrast, light fall off, RGB curves, converter. Can I use a color ramp? Well, will that be allowed? Just see if, oh. Interesting. I wonder if that's world output. So what I'm trying to do is see if I can get a gradient that then I can basically map so that the top is like a little bit more blue. As it starts to come down, it gets a little bit more whitish. So I'm trying to see if I can get away with that. So let's just set this to blue. Can I add a thing? Yes, I can. Just kind of nudge that over a little bit. So right now it's coming out as a solid color, which, you know, and that kind of like goes between them. But I want that to control the overall bit. Can I do, say, input texture coordinate maybe? Let's just see what this does. Ooh, okay, okay. Maybe what I'll do is I'll set these to, like, ridiculous colors, just so I have a better idea of what's going on. Okay, okay. We're making progress here, so we're doing all right. So I can totally use a color ramp here. Problem is that this is not... Can I do that? All right, no, that doesn't... No, all right. We had better results here. I mean, it's very psychedelic looking. It's also very weird because, like, it looks like the tip is here, and then it goes to green on the... It's like it's angled. What does this do? Not a thing. Camera we definitely don't want. Object, UV, normal. Let's see here. Geometry. UV map, volume. Do I have to add something else here? Texture, color. That's for displacement. Converter. Ambient inclusion, attribute, bevel, camera data. I don't think that's it. I haven't messed with that a lot, but I don't think that's it. Texture coordinate, UV map, vertex color, volume intro, wireframe, light path. Alright, that's for geometry specifically. Oh, what's the thing where I can rotate it? There's something where I can rotate. Is it in the converter? Black body color ramp combine map range. Nope, that's not the one. I know there's one. I forget how it's categorized. It's under vector. Bump, just mapping. Maybe. Ha! Me like you like. Say negative 45. Alright, so we should have basically the red, like, stripe, like, almost down the middle. Oh, weird. We also have to do it on the Z. Oh, this is super weird. Oh, boy. Alright, they don't like that. Can I get... Alright, that's getting redder. Oh, let's reset this. Alright, so we got that. Oh, for the love of... Come on. Alright, so I just need a... So what does this do? So that is rotating. Is it... What is this doing, though? Okay. So that... Because the other question is, how is this point being generated? Whoa, hold on. Now I can't see. Oh, wow. That is definitely lighting up the world weird. Oh, maybe I actually won't need these fill lights then. That's something else we can adjust. Let's see here. So, for those of you who are confused about what I'm doing, basically, I'm working in the, what's the word for this? They used to just call it the node editor, but in this case, it's the shader editor. Each one of these nodes controls something very specific. So, basically what I'm trying to do is change the color of the background, which is that whole gray sphere in Blender. And basically, we've got the output, which is what's being shown on screen. We've got the background node, which controls the color, and that's output. That's sent to the output. But I'm using a color ramp to change the color. The mapping and the texture coordinates are helping me kind of map it out on the world here. So, Just your curiosity, what happens if I set this to object, though? I am curious. What did I have that connected to? Are these all separate? Which is very weird. Oh, okay. So that's going into vector. And then I control the location and the rotation. So I do wonder what they mean by vector. I'm going to see if I can find a quick mapping node Blender. We're going to go to the wiki real quick and just take a quick look at it. The vector to be transformed. Oh, that's generated. So, let me see if I can find... I think that was under input for the texture coordinate. Yeah, texture coordinate node. Commonly used for the coordinates texture. Typically uses inputs for vector input for texture nodes. Automatic generate texture coordinates from the vertex positions of the mesh. Interesting because this does not have a mesh. Weird. So I wonder how that works with the world, because this technically does not have a mesh. Huh. Just for fun. I guess it's taking its best guess? Maybe? I'm not exactly 100% sure. All I know is that's the result I got. And can I make that a lot larger? So I'm just going to see if I can map this to empty. Just to see what it does. Okay. We get absolutely nothing if I do that. There's next to no gradient. In fact, I'm going to make this blue really quick. Alright. Let's do linear. No. Ease. Cardinal. Constant. That's kind of what I wanted. I just want something without the gradient for right now. Alright, so really weird. Object does not work. Generated does, however. Oh, wow, you can't even see the blue. Weird. Oh, okay. Did not like that. Alright. We're making it work. I'm betting there's a more ideal way to do this. Yeah, because it's infinite off in the distance, there isn't really a... I'm sort of cheating it a little bit, I suspect. There's probably a way more efficient way to go about doing this. But this is the one that I found in the short term, and I think we're going to roll with it for right now. Because the thing that I'm a little confused about right now, and this is going to take some more research on my part. So the texture coordinate node is commonly used for the coordinates of textures. So this basically helps you map textures onto an object by figuring out, oh, like, what's the coordinate? So like if you've ever textured something in Blender, you have a UV map. So that will pretty much tell you exactly where the colors and all the other textures that you are using from the image need to go. So this is supposed to be used to generate those coordinates, whether they are just plain old generated and projected, whether it's based on normal. Like, let's go down here a little bit. So automatically generating texture coordinates from the vertex positions of the mesh without deformation, keeping them sticking to the surface under animation. So let's actually take a look at texture space real quick. These are the settings of the texture space, which I just want to make sure. The bounding box used when using generated mapping to add the texture to an image. So I guess when they're referring to texture space, it's the definition of how a texture is plastered on to an object, because it's flat. So you have to figure out, so let's say if we have like my phone here, which is roughly rectangular, am I projecting the texture from down so it's painted this way? Am I coming across this way? So I guess they need to define what that's doing. It looks like the generated one, you know, has a very like default position, and then there's other instances of how that texture is projected. Like I believe camera does it from the camera object. You can base it on another object's orientation. Let me see here. I'm just double checking that information's correct. Yeah, camera position coordinate in camera space window, location of shading point on the screen. So it looks like that basically will fit those properties I was talking about. I still don't understand why it ends up being angled in the texture coordinate, though, for when I'm doing this with background. So I'm guessing this is going to be me off screen, if I can get to it, looking around for the definitions of everything, you know. And again, you saw here, part of it is experimentation and then, you know, doing more research. So I'm going to keep this up on the side for right now, but let's go ahead and change this back to ease. And let's actually get a background in here. So green is down near the bottom. So I want that to be white then, or a less bluish white. The red is more the, so let's move this over here. See, that's the nice thing about this. We can also like change this around, so now we control this a little bit more. And no one's ever gonna know it's not perfect because there's such a slight ease to the gradient. Let's change that. That blue is way too saturated. Let's make it a nice clear blue, and we'll make this just a tad bit darker. Maybe slide that down a little bit. Or should we reverse it? Oh no, the music stopped. But not for long. Oh, let's start at the beginning. I know I'm going to run into that track where it's got all the splishy, splashy water that I'm not such a fan of. So let's see, though. Let's go ahead and tweak this a little bit more. Cool. I might actually just ditch this. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Ooh. So because now we actually have an environment, I'm betting we can actually ditch these extra lights. Or at least maybe this one. Because now it's actually being lit up from the background. See what happens when I do that. I probably will have to see this in cycles, though. Yeah, okay. Let's just see if I get that dark patch, though. Yeah, that's not nearly as bad. So, because we're now using environment lighting, this actually reduces those really dark patches. Those lights are actually making it a lot harder. Okay, awesome. We're going to save that. So I'm going to do a little bit more research to see if I can understand this node a little bit better. The mapping I sort of understand, though the vector detail, like what's going on with that? Why is my computer slowing down? Don't you dare crash. Now is not a time for crashing. So what was that under? That was a mapping node? Sorry, I just want to take a quick peek here. I think it was under texture? No, I lied. I think that's under converter. Maybe. No. Vector, output, input, color. Should have been under vector, no? Yeah, mapping node. I just missed it. Mapping node transforms the input vector by applying, yep, the vector to be transformed. So that makes sense then, because we're generating this position, or the position of this sort of generated texture. So by pumping that into vector, we can then adjust these to change its position. And then this is defining it in a very specific way. I just don't understand why it's projecting it in that way. So, all right, make a little bit more sense of that. Yeah, Blender Wiki, very important. And I know it sucks, but sometimes you have to read the documentation. You know, that's what it's there for, because this stuff is complicated. You know, experimentation's great. You see, it helped me get there, but to get a further understanding, I'm probably still going to do a little bit more reading off screen. But with that said, we now have a background. Let's just look at this through Eevee here for a second. And let's just see if there's anything else. Oh, did I not change that to Eevee? All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, you can kind of like see past the horizon in one of the shots. Like right there, it clearly cuts off. But I think that's okay for this project. You can also like it actually kind of like looks like right here. Like you can clearly see past it. Though you can probably digitally extend that if needed to, because this is a very like basic texture. I'm not going to do that here though, because I want to wrap this up. That could have just been like the horizon. Okay, cool. So I think what we're going to do from here... So what else could we add? Honestly, I think we're almost done with this. We could technically delete that extra camera, but I'll keep it just in case. So we got our environment set up. Lighting wise, I think we're good. The actual animation, I think we're set. What else do we need here? I wonder if I could actually just cheat and duplicate some blocks really quickly. So I'm wondering if... Oh, I may have. Okay. I'm going to save this really quickly because I don't know if this is going to crash my machine or not. My machine's pretty beefy. Should be able to handle it, but you never know. We're just going to grab this. Going to get me a nice patch here. Though, don't I have a selection box to do that, actually? What am I doing? Ah, okay. So let's actually just go to top view. Yeah, I did it skewed because I was all over the place. Sorry, I am rearranging my posture. Gotta keep your back healthy. I know I'm giving old person advice, but you know, when your body starts to creak and groan, you start to care about that a little bit more. All right, here we go. I'm gonna grab that. We're gonna duplicate it. I'm gonna right click just to snap back. We're gonna slide it over. Oh, did I just duplicate the verts? This is not what I wanted. It's not what I ordered. Send it back. Yeah, and here's the splashy music that I'm not a huge fan of. There we go. Get that out of the way. Oh, All right, let's try this again. Get a patch. Maybe do faces this time. Cool. We're going to duplicate. Right click. Say P on selection. So it's going to make it its own object, basically. Oh. Slide that out. So I'm wondering if we can cheat the system a little bit and actually just kind of extend this. And let's actually see where in the shots we can actually see past the horizon. Here's not too bad, but we do get a pretty close shot of it. So let's do this. Let's bring this over. Let's actually change the... I think I'm going to forget the whole Minecraft like creeper and whatnot to add a little bit more story, because I only have about 15 minutes. So I think we're just going to extend the shot a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and render it, because I want to wrap this up. If you want to learn how to actually animate stuff, whether in Minecraft or animate characters, you can definitely sign up for a course. So look us up. Stuff will be in the description somewhere over there-ish. All right, let's see here. I want to do that. Hopefully with something selected this time. Oh, rotate T. Because the other way that I could think to do this is we could actually do this in render passes where we render it with the background and a transparency, and then render the camera motion again with the sky. And then we could actually render it one more time with a set extension and then combine that all together. But because I'm pressed for time and I don't want to go too crazy with that, we're going to rely on some trickery instead. And let's do an array. All right, cool. Awesome. We got another array here going the opposite direction. So basically we're going to do a sort of simple set extension where it is going to rely on geometry. Is it why? Oh, guess the axes are defined differently. Now, there's a downside to doing it this way. One, you're introducing a lot of geometry into the scene. But, because I've only duplicated one layer, I'm hoping it's not going to be that much. As long as our computer doesn't seriously lag. And that's going off into the distance pretty far. The other thing we can do, though, is when this is out of shot, we can actually turn this off. I think we can keyframe this. Yeah, so we can turn these off when the camera's not looking at it to save on memory. So we can optimize it a little bit. Let's duplicate this. So I'm actually going to put this in quadrants here. All right, let's check it now. Ooh, we just missed that section. Okay, great. We do kind of see a corner there. So maybe what I can do is... maybe I can round that out somehow, or... I don't know what to do here. No, I don't want to do that. Well, I mean, how fast do we see that in time? Because if it's super fast, then I'm probably just going to overlook it. It's pretty quick. I think we can get away with it for this. I think we're okay for the rest. You can kind of tell near the end over here. Yeah, but it's so small. you can kind of just see it a little bit, but because I'm pressed for time, I'm gonna just for this. But if this was like an actual production thing, you know, I would go into more. I would be a little bit more worried about it. Now, can I please maneuver? There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so really quickly, let's go ahead and keyframe when the... Actually, let's see if this renders correctly. Let's start with that. So let's do a quick render test here. Let's back it up. Just, or can I come up here? Yeah, let's test this shot. I'm actually going to duplicate this and move it out. Just to cover that patch. Oh yeah, that actually gives a lot away. So rather than ruin the illusion, because it's going to go by pretty quickly. But it's going to bug me though. Alright, hold on. Okay, that's fine. That movement's pretty fast, but that actually is fast too. But it holds for a lot longer. Alright, let's make sure this will actually render, because it may look horrendous. Alright, we're going to save this. Cycles. It definitely has a different color to it for sure, because this is partially transparent. Dang it, I was hoping that would work. Maybe what I could do is actually change the texture color of all these guys. So let's come over here. Let's set this to diffuse. Oh, whoa, oh, that's right. They're sharing the same texture node. I gotta make that a single use. So let's single user. Thank you. Make it that color. Actually, let's make it. And what we're gonna do here, we're gonna grab, what's the name of the texture that I did here? So we're gonna say water cover. And I'm gonna grab all of these, because then I gotta keyframe these to pop it in and out, because I do not want to rely on, let's do materials. I think I have to make this darker though. Alright, I think that will be okay. I think what I would do, in reality, if I were to do this as a real production, is I would render out the foreground, again, do that green screen thing, and then basically do like a partial extension. So like duplicate and cut up this scene so you just see this section, like the water area, and then extend that out with, you know, duplicating the bottom here. You could also just go back into Mindways and export this area out again, and grab more next time. But again, that's going to be really heavy on the computer. So I'm trying to see if we can just trick it enough. Let's actually do a quick render test. Nope. Is it Alt? Space? Nope. Control B. All right. Render. I probably should desaturate or make the shadows a little bit darker. Because they're looking a little bluish. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's a very clear cutoff because these are set to transparent, so they continue on through. I think we're just going to rock with it for right now, though. Because it would be a lot more work for me to get these matching. Because the problem is with the transparent water over here is that there's nothing, they don't have anything to bounce through. So the light is, I'm sulking again. Ugh. The light is going through and then there's nothing to bounce off and nothing underneath to reflect it. So it is going to look different. I think just to move this along, because the whole point of this was not to do a scene match thing. This was to do a cool camera movement. So just to move things along a little bit, I'm going to avoid matching it perfectly. What happened here? What did I do? What just happened? What in wireframe? Is it just viewing it from the camera? How did I do that? And this is one of those memorable moments where you hit a button and you don't know what you pressed. Outline, specular lighting, options. I haven't the foggiest idea what I just hit. Depth of, no, we don't want depth of field. We could actually blur it out with depth of field, but we're gonna hold off on that. What is going on? I must have hit something. Viewport overlays, geometry, studio, matte catwork color, theme, backface culling, no, x-ray cavity, depth of field, outline. Google we go. It's not showing up in this view, so I do not know what weird setup I just did. Let me see if I can compare and contrast here. Is there a view? Use local camera. Render region. I am just utterly confused. I mean, it's clearly, or it should be from that camera view, but it's not. I'm going to reload because I don't know what I did. Might lose a little bit of work, but that's okay. Wow, that threw me for a loop. I got to figure out what button combination that was. All right, this is before we did the whole texture thing here. I think, honestly, because the... no, I said I would do it. Let's do it. Let's make this single. We're going to call this water fake. Just going to make it diffuse. Make it a darkish color. Where's my... Let's do rendered. Alright, that's pretty close. But let's actually just sample the color directly. So this is the other thing when you're trying to like match the two, get it exactly right. So you're gonna end up with this like really harsh division. So that may actually make it more noticeable. Let me just double check. Distance cycles. Yeah, we're kind of playing it a little loose here. All right, let's do solid. Alright, I must have had something selected. Oh, I accidentally selected the island when I did the mod. No. Alright, that's back to normal. Let's try that again, shall we? Just that. Nope. Nope. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I think the problem here is we would need, for this sort of landscape, we probably should have grabbed more. I'm pointing at the screen, so let me actually use my mouse. We probably should have grabbed more geometry just so that it's not quite so close to camera, and then have it stop, you know, somewhere where this section is, so that way, using that like green screen thing I talked about, where we could remove the background, not green screen per se, but a transparent background, and then we could actually do another set extension on top of that, because you can take transparency into mind, so you can actually continue this off, but we could also blur it as well, because it's so off in the distance just to cover that up. But because I didn't think of that, we're going to roll with this solution for right now and hope for the best. So I think I'm going to say that we're almost done. I just want to cue these to disappear when they're not in camera. So right now, everything should be off. Let's call this, yeah, we're going to need some names for this, so Q1 so for quadrant, Q2, Q3, Q4. Let's do this in solid so it has to re-render each time. Q5, Q6, Q7, Q8, Q9, Q10, and Q11. Did I miss one? Oh, that's the island, so we're going to leave that alone. All right. Should be able to... So let's see where those settings are for what we need to... Ugh. Just want to turn it on and off. So I think I actually have to add the explain viewports, disable in renders. Here we are. Okay. Now, if I wanted to do this really easily, I probably could come up with a quick script or something that would... Well, actually, it wouldn't make sense because I need to depends on where the camera's looking. So it's not like if I turn this one off, these should deactivate. It wouldn't make sense, but I think because there's so little area that we can just do this by hand. So let's see if we can do this fairly quickly here. So right now, all of these should be off. Can I keyframe all of these at the same time? No, I can't. How about if I use the I shortcut? Nope. Hide viewport property cannot be animated. Oh, but this can. Okay. Weird that can't be animated. Wonder why they turned that off. They're selectable. Exclude from view layer. Indirect only. Weird. Alright. So we're here. And we cut through. So I'm going to put another keyframe here using my I shortcut. Because we're probably going to have to... Yeah, right here, we should turn on quadrants 1, 2, and where's 3? 3's over there. Probably don't need that just yet. Okay, we're up. Alright, so here... Oh, did I forget one? What's on right now? Ah! Quadrant 7. Alright, well, we'll just back it up. So we'll have you turned off here. And then right about here, have everything off still. I'm just being extra careful because I don't want to come back and do this again. And then we'll turn everything on here. We probably don't need... Oh, it does actually go... Yeah, it pretty much only doesn't activate that one, but... Yeah, you all need to be on right here. Or, no, this was the off position. Sorry, hold on a sec. Alright, this is where you're on. Oh, interesting, if I hold the I key and go over. Cool. Alright, so now we can hide you again. I'm just going to do it for all of them. Okay, going through. So right here, we're going to turn on quadrant 1 and 2. And 3's over there. We'll get to you in a minute. Okay, turn you back off. Since I don't really need to turn the eyeball on and off, that's just to help me visually. And then we see that. I'm actually going to leave them off here because this is super disorienting. I'm actually kind of okay with that. Oh, you're going to see everything start to pop in, though. So, right. Ah. What? No, stop it. Oh, interesting. Okay. I was wondering what was happening. So here, they're on. And they're staying on. So right here, we should probably turn the rest of these on. probably wait a little bit, but I'm running out of time. Oh, I gotta turn these on. All right, so right as we get to here, we can turn them off. Whoop. Gotta make sure I actually turn them off. Okay. Actually, I wish you could animate the viewport, though. That would make this a little bit easier. All right, so I think we're done. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to try that again. I'm going to go offline and render this separately. And there we go. And I'll actually post the finished product up on YouTube a little bit later. We'll see how it came out. And yeah, I hope you guys had fun watching me experiment with this. It's a fun little project I haven't done in a while. And, you know, I'd be curious to see if anyone can make their own Minecraft sort of experience. I don't know why I'm staring down here. Camera's up there. But I think we're done. I'm going to save this. I'm going to render it. And, yeah, I think we're good. So I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you want to sign up for a class and to learn how to do more of this Blender stuff or animation, let us know. We do a bunch of other classes as well related to graphic design, programming, film. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? Like everything under the sun, website stuff, all the things. We do all the things. And, you know, we're cool people to hang out with too. So yeah, give us a buzz, subscribe if you liked the stuff and liked the video, and all right, I'm done plugging stuff. Let's call it a day. Bye guys.